Yo, what's really going on behind the scenes in the streets and studios right now? Fans everywhere are shook after bombshell footage just dropped that's got the entire rap community buzzing. And no, this isn't your usual beef or some petty Twitter clapback. We're talking about Quando Rondo, the controversial figure who's never been one to shy away from stirring the pot, leaking what looks like undeniable proof of a deadly confrontation involving none other than Lil Durk and the now infamous Lul Pab. That's right, rumors, swirling for months about tension between these camps have just exploded into something way darker than anyone expected. Imagine the shock when this new footage surfaced, showing Lil Durk allegedly taking lethal action against Lul Pab, igniting a firestorm of emotions across social media and in the streets. The clip, raw and uncut, has left fans reeling, with reactions pouring in from every corner. From hardcore supporters who can't believe what they're seeing, to rivals who are seizing this moment to escalate the drama, emotions ran high as people questioned loyalty, betrayal, and the true cost of fame in this high-stakes game. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. This story is thick with family drama, hidden alliances, and shocking betrayals that could change the game forever. The streets are talking, insiders are leaking, and the family is reportedly divided like never before. Who really wanted this feud to end in tragedy? And who's pulling the strings behind the scenes? Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear will blow your mind, and might just rewrite everything you thought you knew about these artists. The streets have been whispering about tension between Quando Rondo and Lil Durk for months, but nobody could have imagined it would explode like this. It all started when an anonymous source close to Quando sent a mysterious package to a popular hip-hop blogger. Inside, raw footage, shaky but undeniable, allegedly showing Lil Durk in a deadly confrontation with Lul Pab. Once this footage hit social media, everything changed overnight. Fans were shocked, emotions ran high. It was like watching a live movie unfold. But this was real life, and the stakes were life or death. The video shows a heated exchange between Durk and Pab in what looked like a parking lot somewhere in Chicago. Words were exchanged, voices raised, but suddenly the scene turned violent. Lil Durk appeared to take matters into his own hands in a way no one wanted to see. Social media exploded with reactions from fans, friends, and foes alike. "This can't be real," some said. "I always said these rappers live fast and die young," others commented bitterly. The family of Lul Pab was left devastated, unsure how to process this footage. Rumors quickly spread that the video was leaked intentionally by Quando, trying to send a message or stir more chaos in the streets. What's even more shocking is what insiders are saying about the lead-up to this moment. Sources claim that Quando and Lil Durk had been on the brink of war for weeks, fueled by jealousy, respect issues, and alleged disrespect on both sides. Quando felt like Durk was trying to overshadow him, steal his shine, said one close to the situation. Durk, on the other hand, thought Quando was getting too reckless, dragging the whole game down with him. The footage itself captures more than just violence. It's a tense showdown packed with personal insults, family name-calling, and raw anger. At one point, when Lil Durk calls out, "You don't run these streets," the tension escalates visibly. Lul Pab responds with a smirk, "I'm just getting started," before everything spirals out of control. That line alone has fans debating what exactly happened in the moments that followed. The leak has sent ripples through both camps. Quando's camp is divided. Some feel the leak was necessary to expose the truth and stand up to Lil Durk, while others worry it'll only bring more violence and police heat. "Quando didn't want to kill nobody," one insider said, "but he wanted to prove he's not scared. This was about respect." Meanwhile, Durk's loyalists are furious, claiming the footage is doctored or taken out of context to tarnish Durk's reputation. Family drama has taken center stage in this saga. According to sources, the families of both rappers are now split, with some supporting Durk's actions as self-defense and others condemning him for crossing a line. Rumors have surfaced that Durk's mother has gone into hiding, overwhelmed by the backlash, while Quando's cousins have been seen confronting Durk's crew in tense street encounters. "This isn't just about music anymore," one insider revealed. "This is about survival and legacy." The tension isn't just between Quando and Durk. Other big names in the rap world are weighing in, some siding with Durk, others with Quando, and many trying to stay neutral but caught in the crossfire. Social media battles have erupted, with fans picking sides like never before. Some are even organizing street rallies and protests, showing just how deep this feud has cut into the community. In the days following the footage leak, multiple sources claim there were attempts to mediate the conflict, but emotions ran too high. One anonymous mediator described the meeting. It was supposed to be calm, but when the video came up on the phone, everyone lost it. Words turned to threats real quick. It's like nobody wants peace. They want to prove who's the boss. The city itself feels on edge. Rumors of potential retaliation have made the rounds, with both sides reportedly gearing up for more confrontations. Law enforcement has increased patrols near known hangouts for both camps, trying to prevent further violence. But insiders say these measures are only temporary, and the real drama is brewing beneath the surface. One of the most heartbreaking parts of this story is how the fans are caught in the middle. Many grew up idolizing these artists and now feel betrayed by the violence and betrayal. "I just want my favorite artists to make music and live," said one longtime fan. "This feels like watching my heroes destroy each other." Social media posts flooded with pleas for peace, but the calls often get drowned out by hate and threats. There's also a shocking twist coming from inside Lil Durk's camp. Sources say that Durk's closest friend and bodyguard might have played a role in escalating the confrontation, possibly provoking Lul Pab before the situation got out of hand. Rumors suggest this friend was caught on a separate video throwing the first punch earlier in the day, setting off a chain reaction that led to the deadly encounter. Meanwhile, Quando Rondo hasn't made a public statement, but his social media activity has been intense. He's been dropping cryptic messages, snippets of lyrics about loyalty, revenge, and street justice. Fans are reading deep into these posts, interpreting them as a response to the footage leak and the ongoing conflict. Some even believe Quando is setting the stage for a bigger comeback or retaliation. The drama also exposes fractures within the music labels behind these artists. Executives are reportedly furious about how this feud is affecting business, tours, and collaborations. Insiders say meetings have been held in secret to discuss damage control, with some pushing for both artists to take a break or step away from the spotlight. But with pride and reputation on the line, it's unclear if either will back down. Amid all the chaos, a surprising new player has entered the scene. An up-and-coming rapper from Atlanta who's calling out both Lil Durk and Quando Rondo, claiming to have insider info and promising to release more footage that could change everything. This unexpected challenger is shaking up the narrative, and fans are now anxiously waiting to see if this will escalate the feud or lead to a new alliance. Back in Chicago, the families of both rappers have reportedly scheduled a private meeting to try and resolve the tensions, but insiders warn it might be too little too late. With emotions still raw and mistrust running deep, the question is whether peace talks can overcome the waves of betrayal and heartbreak this situation has caused. There are also whispers of law enforcement investigations, reopening cold cases connected to both camps, with some believing this footage might be the key to cracking open old mysteries tied to past incidents. If that happens, it could bring even more unwanted attention and pressure on both Lil Durk and Quando Rondo. Fans are left asking themselves, is this the end of an era? Will this feud destroy careers or bring unexpected unity? Will the leaked footage lead to justice or more violence? And who is really behind the scenes pulling the strings? As this saga unfolds, one thing is clear. Nothing about this story is simple, and every day brings new developments that make it even more explosive. As the dust settles from the initial shock, people close to the situation reveal the emotional toll is devastating. One family member of Lul Pab told us, "We lost a son, a brother, and now, seeing that video, it feels like the world is against us. We want answers, but more than anything, we want peace." Meanwhile, someone close to Lil Durk said, "He's hurting too. People forget he's human." This isn't the image he wanted, but sometimes the streets don't leave you choices. The aftermath of the leaked footage sent shockwaves not just through the rap community, but into the very streets where these artists grew up. Tensions escalated quickly, with both camps digging in deeper, refusing to back down. Social media became a battleground where supporters and haters clashed relentlessly, each side throwing accusations, insults, and threats like wildfire. The divide was no longer just between Quando Rondo and Lil Durk. It had spread to families, friends, and even longtime fans. One of the most dramatic moments came when a close family member of Lul Pab spoke out publicly for the first time since the footage surfaced. In a tearful interview, she said, "We are heartbroken and confused. How did it come to this? Lul Pab was a brother to many, and now his life has been taken in a way that feels senseless. We demand the truth, but also justice." Her words struck a nerve, reminding everyone that beyond the beef and bravado, real lives were shattered. Meanwhile, in an unexpected twist, Lil Durk's camp leaked a statement denying any involvement in the violence captured on video. "This footage has been manipulated," his spokesperson claimed. "Our team is reviewing all legal options and will cooperate with authorities to clear Lil Durk's name." This sparked fierce debate online, with some fans supporting Durk's claim, while others accused his team of trying to cover up the truth. The tension was palpable. The emotional conflict wasn't limited to the artists alone. Insiders revealed that Quando Rondo was struggling to keep his own crew in check. Some members wanted to retaliate immediately, while others pleaded for calm, fearing another cycle of violence would only bring more pain. "Quando's torn," said a close confidant. "He's angry, hurt, but he also knows this feud could destroy everything he's worked for." Then came a stunning revelation from an anonymous source claiming to have overheard a secret phone call between Lil Durk and a high-profile rival rapper. According to this source, Durk was heard saying, "This has gone too far. If I don't handle this now, someone else will." The message was clear. Durk wasn't backing down, and the feud was about to reach a new, more dangerous level. This leaked conversation set social media on fire, fueling speculation about an impending escalation. The family drama deepened when rumors surfaced about a betrayal within Quando Rondo's inner circle. One of his closest associates was allegedly feeding information to Lil Durk's camp, creating a toxic atmosphere of distrust. "No one knows who to trust anymore," said a source close to Quando. "This is a war not just of words, but of secrets and backstabbing." This internal sabotage made it even harder for Quando to keep his camp united and focused. Amid the chaos, a surprising figure stepped into the spotlight: Lil Durk's estranged brother, who had been mostly silent during the feud. In a heartfelt video message, he urged both sides to end the violence and come together. "We lost too much already," he said, voice cracking. "This isn't the way. We need to find peace before more lives are lost." His plea resonated with many fans and even some members of both camps, sparking hope for a possible truce. But just as it seemed the drama might cool down, a shocking new video leaked, allegedly showing Quando Rondo confronting one of Lil Durk's closest allies in a heated argument. The confrontation escalated quickly, with Quando shouting, "You crossed the line, and now you're gonna pay." Security had to step in to break up the fight. This clip reignited the fire, making it clear that neither side was ready to back off. The music industry itself was feeling the pressure. Producers, promoters, and collaborators were caught in the middle, worried about cancelled shows, boycotts, and lost revenue. One top producer admitted, "We want the music to speak, but right now, the drama is louder than the beats. It's bad for everyone." This tension was reflected in cancelled events and paused projects, adding a layer of professional fallout to the personal feud. Fans continued to play a huge role in this saga. Some formed online groups dedicated to supporting one artist or the other, organizing hashtag campaigns, and even arranging meetups to show solidarity. Others, however, called for peace, condemning the violence and urging their favorite rappers to focus on music instead of street wars. The social media landscape was a reflection of the deep divide ripping through the community. Unexpectedly, the leaked footage also inspired a wave of new music. Both Quando Rondo and Lil Durk dropped tracks filled with cryptic references to the feud, loyalty, betrayal, and street survival. Lyrics were dissected line by fans and critics alike, looking for hidden messages or clues about what really happened. One song from Quando's new mixtape had fans buzzing with the line, "Caught the snakes in the grass. Now they bleeding," widely interpreted as a direct shot at Durk's crew. Law enforcement continued their investigations behind the scenes. Sources revealed that multiple agencies were involved, and there was talk of new indictments or charges being considered based on the footage and other evidence. Rumors spread that a high-ranking official was personally overseeing the case, adding to the drama and speculation. Some insiders believe this could lead to serious legal consequences for those involved. The family dynamics grew even more complicated when reports emerged that Lil, Durk's mother, had been approached. by several media outlets to give exclusive interviews. Some family members wanted her to speak out and defend Durk, while others feared this would only bring more negative attention. The family was reportedly divided over how to handle the media storm, adding another layer of emotional strain. On the other side, Quando Rondo's family was facing its own crisis. Rumors circulated that a close relative had been threatened by people aligned with Lil Durk's camp, sparking fears of retaliation. Security had to be increased around Quando's loved ones, and some family members were said to be considering leaving the city altogether for their safety. The stakes were higher than ever. Then came a bombshell twist. An insider claimed that the original footage might have been doctored or edited to make Lil Durk look worse. A forensic video analyst was allegedly hired to investigate the clip, and early reports suggested there were anomalies in the footage. This revelation threw the entire narrative into question, causing some fans and experts to call for caution before jumping to conclusions. The drama wasn't confined to the United States either. International fans and media picked up the story, turning it into a global spectacle. Overseas rap communities weighed in, and some artists even made public statements expressing concern or taking sides. This global attention added pressure on both artists to respond and possibly escalate or de-escalate the situation. Amid all this, the mysterious Atlanta rapper who had previously called out both camps made another appearance. This time, he released a snippet of what he claimed was new footage, promising it would change everything you thought you knew. Fans immediately speculated about what this could mean, and some even started a countdown for the full release. The anticipation was palpable. Behind closed doors, attempts at reconciliation continued despite public hostility. A few trusted mediators and mutual friends reportedly tried to organize secret meetings between Quando and Lil Durk, hoping to find common ground. One source close to the talks said, "It's tough. There's too much hurt, too much pride, but there's also a chance for peace if both sides are willing." Whether that chance would be taken remained uncertain. As the feud raged on, social media influencers and celebrity allies began to weigh in, some trying to calm the situation, others fanning the flames. Viral posts, reaction videos, and live streams discussing every angle of the drama kept the story trending for weeks. Some influencers gained massive followings just by covering the saga, turning it into a full-blown entertainment phenomenon. Yet, beneath the spectacle, many wondered about the real cost of all this. The human toll, the lost friendships, the broken families, and the shattered dreams behind the headlines and hashtags. Friends of both rappers expressed heartbreak and frustration, with one telling us, "This isn't what any of us wanted." But once it started, it felt like there was no turning back. And while fans debated who was right or wrong, the city watched nervously, hoping this wouldn't spiral into something even worse. Community leaders and activists called for calm, organizing peace rallies and outreach programs to prevent violence. But with emotions so raw and tempers so high, their efforts faced an uphill battle. The story was far from over. With new leaks, new statements, and new players entering the scene, every day brought fresh developments that kept everyone on edge. The question on everyone's mind was, would this feud finally reach a breaking point, or could there be a path to peace? The answers were still out there, buried in the shadows of loyalty, betrayal, and street codes. The saga between Quando Rondo and Lil Durk had already consumed the streets, the music industry, and social media. But Part 3 reveals that the situation was far more tangled than anyone realized. New information emerged suggesting that the deadly confrontation was just a symptom of deeper, hidden conflicts involving betrayal, family secrets, and high-stakes power plays. A whistleblower close to Quando's camp came forward with explosive claims. Apparently, the leaked footage wasn't just about the violence. It was part of a larger plan to expose corrupt insiders within both camps who were manipulating the artists for their own gain. According to this source, there are people pulling strings behind the scenes, using these rappers like pawns in a bigger game. This revelation added a new layer of intrigue, making the feud not just about personal beef, but about control and influence. Meanwhile, Lil Durk's camp wasn't silent either. Insiders revealed that Durk had been quietly meeting with city officials and community leaders, trying to steer the narrative toward peace and healing, even as his public image was under siege. One insider said, Durk knows the power he holds, and he's trying to use it for something bigger than just this feud. But it's a tough balance when your name is tied to so much violence. The leaked footage itself came under even more scrutiny as experts analysed every frame, claiming that subtle edits and cuts had been made to make the confrontation appear more brutal than it really was. Video manipulation is real, said one analyst, and in today's world, you have to question everything you see online. This sparked heated debate on whether the footage was a tool of propaganda or an honest glimpse into a tragic event. On the personal front, the family drama escalated as more relatives spoke out. Lil Durk's younger brother, who had previously urged peace, now accused Quando's camp of trying to divide their family for years. "They've been planting seeds of doubt and hate," he said in a heated Instagram live. "This feud didn't just start overnight. It's been brewing under the surface." This confession shocked fans, who hadn't realized the deep-rooted tensions behind the scenes. In response, Quando's closest cousin fired back publicly, saying, "Durk's family has their own skeletons. Maybe they should look in the mirror before pointing fingers." These back and forths added fuel to the fire, making it clear that the feud was as much about family pride as it was about street credibility. The music released during this time became even more cryptic and intense. Quando's latest track dropped with aggressive bars targeting unnamed traitors and fake friends, with a hook repeating, "You show your true colors when the camera's off." Fans and critics alike speculated that the song was about the insider betrayal rumors. On the flip side, Lil Durk's new single featured haunting lines about loss, loyalty, and the cost of the streets, highlighting his emotional vulnerability and resolve. Amidst this turmoil, a shocking new character entered the fray. A former close friend of both rappers who had been mysteriously absent from the public eye. This figure, rumored to have ties to both camps, released a cryptic statement hinting at undisclosed secrets and promising to reveal the real truth soon. This announcement immediately set social media ablaze, with fans speculating wildly about what kind of explosive information could still be hidden. The city felt the pressure too. Community leaders organized emergency meetings to address the violence linked to the feud, appealing to both sides to stop the bloodshed. One local activist said, "We're watching brothers destroy each other over pride and power. We have to find a way to heal before it's too late." But despite these efforts, small clashes and skirmishes linked to the feud continued popping up around the city. Additionally, rumors surfaced that law enforcement was investigating a possible link between the feud and a recent string of unsolved crimes. Sources suggested that some members of both camps might be involved in illicit activities that the feud had inadvertently exposed. This connection raised the stakes, as legal troubles loomed, not just over the rappers, but their entire crews. The leaked footage also reignited painful memories for fans who remembered past tragedies involving both artists' crews. Many took to social media to share stories of lost friends, warning that history could repeat itself if peace wasn't found. Hashtags calling for unity trended, but were often drowned out by hate-filled replies and ongoing drama. In a surprising development, some members of the rap community began stepping forward as mediators, trying to broker peace. Respected veterans reached out publicly, sharing messages of reconciliation and reminding everyone of the power of music to bring people together. One well-known rapper said, "We've seen what violence does. It's time to put down the guns and pick up the mic." This call for unity sparked cautious optimism among fans and insiders. Despite this, the emotional toll on both Lil Durk and Quando Rondo was evident. Sources close to Durk said he had become more withdrawn, spending long nights reflecting on the consequences of the feud. "He's haunted by what happened," they said. "He's trying to balance his responsibilities as an artist, a brother, and a community leader." Quando, on the other hand, was described as more fiery and determined, using his anger as fuel for his music and actions. More footage leaked, this time showing private conversations between members of both camps. These clips revealed a mix of regret, blame, and unresolved anger, painting a complicated picture of relationships torn apart by pride and misunderstanding. One particularly tense exchange had Quando and Durk's crews debating who should apologize first, underscoring how difficult it was for either side to back down without losing face. Then came an unexpected twist. A video surfaced showing a neutral third party trying to intervene in the feud, moments before the confrontation with Lil Pab. This person begged both rappers to walk away and seek peace, but their pleas were ignored. This footage added a heartbreaking layer to the story, showing how close the situation was to being de-escalated before it turned deadly. As more stories and rumors surfaced, fans began piecing together a timeline of events leading up to the leak. It appeared the conflict had been simmering for months, fueled by social media slights, missed collaborations, and personal betrayals. Each new revelation painted a picture of a feud that had grown beyond anyone's control, fueled by pride, fear, and desperation. At the same time, some voices within the community warned that the ongoing drama was distracting from bigger issues affecting the neighborhoods these artists came from. They urged everyone to focus on the real problems: poverty, violence, and lack of opportunity, instead of fueling rivalry. "This feud is a distraction," said one activist. "We need to come together for the future, not tear each other apart." Towards the end of this part of the saga, rumors started circulating that Lil Durk and Quando Rondo might be preparing to face off publicly, either in a battle, a collaboration, or a high-stakes showdown that could finally settle the score. Insiders said talks were happening behind closed doors, but no one knew for sure what the outcome would be. Fans were divided between hoping for peace or fearing more chaos. The feud had evolved from a private conflict into a public spectacle that captured the attention of millions. With each new twist and revelation, the lines between truth and manipulation blurred, loyalties shifted, families fractured, and the city held its breath, waiting for what would come next. The tension that has gripped both Quando Rondo and Lil Durk's worlds reaches an almost unbearable level. The leaked footage, the betrayals, and the fiery social media battles have created a powder keg ready to explode. And now, the city, the fans, and the music industry brace for what's next. Unexpectedly, a new player emerges, an influential industry insider known for navigating rap feuds and making peace where others fail. This person, who has worked with some of the biggest names in hip-hop, steps forward to offer mediation, quietly reaching out to both camps. This figure urges them to consider the devastating impact the feud is having on their careers and communities. "You're bigger than this," the insider reportedly said. "Don't let this rivalry define you." In a dramatic twist, Lil Durk agrees to a secret meeting with Quando Rondo, held at a neutral location away from the public eye. Sources say emotions ran high, and for the first time in months, both artists spoke candidly about their pain, losses, and hopes for the future. "I'm tired of this," Quando said during the meeting. "We both lost people. This isn't what we wanted." Durk reportedly nodded in agreement, his voice cracking as he added, "We gotta be better than this." But peace is never simple in a saga this charged. As news of the secret meeting leaked, reactions were mixed. Some fans hailed it as a hopeful step forward, while others accused the rappers of weakness or betrayal. Social media exploded with heated debates, with hashtags like "truce or trash" trending for days. Both camps were on edge, unsure if the peace talks were genuine or just a strategic move. Behind the scenes, not everyone was on board with the idea of reconciliation. Hardliners within each crew saw the talks as a sign of surrender and plotted to undermine any progress. Whispers of sabotage surfaced, with rumors of fake texts and leaked recordings meant to reignite the flames. One source close to the conflict said, "There's always someone who benefits from the drama, and they're not ready to let it go." Amidst this chaos, a stunning revelation hit the headlines. An unexpected third party confessed to playing a major role in escalating the feud. This person claimed to have manipulated the leaked footage and fueled rumors for personal gain, hoping to profit from the artist's rivalry. The confession sent shockwaves through both camps, with fans reeling at the idea that the drama might have been orchestrated. As this bombshell unfolded, Lil Durk and Quando Rondo released coordinated statements denying involvement in the manipulation and reaffirming their desire for peace. "We've been played," Durk said, "but we're focused on moving forward." Quando echoed this sentiment, adding, "This is bigger than us now. It's time to heal." The music world watched closely as both rappers dropped surprise tracks addressing the betrayal and the newfound hope for resolution. Durk's song spoke of forgiveness and the heavy burden of fame, while Quando's mixtape reflected on loyalty, pain, and the cost of street life. Critics praised the raw honesty, noting that the music showed growth amid the chaos. Yet, even as peace seemed possible, the emotional scars ran deep. Family members of Lul Pab continued to mourn and demanded justice, refusing to let the tragedy fade into the background. "We need accountability," said one relative in a powerful social media video. "This isn't just about music or fame, it's about real lives lost." This demand sparked renewed legal interest, with reports that prosecutors were reviewing evidence for potential charges related to the confrontation. Sources revealed that a grand jury might be convened, raising the possibility of indictments that could change the landscape entirely. Both camps braced for what could be a long, painful legal battle. Community leaders stepped up their efforts, organizing peace rallies and mentoring programs aimed at keeping young people away from violence. One activist said, "We're trying to turn this tragedy into a lesson, but it's hard when the pain is so fresh." The rallies brought together fans from both sides, united in grief and hope, signaling a desire to break the cycle. Social media remained a wild card. While many called for unity and healing, trolls and provocateurs kept stirring the pot, posting inflammatory content and reigniting old wounds. The ongoing battle for narrative control showed just how difficult it would be for peace to truly take hold. As the story unfolded, an unexpected alliance formed between Quando Rondo and a well-known community activist who had previously been critical of the rap scene's influence. This partnership aimed to promote positive change and use their platforms to advocate for youth empowerment and violence prevention. This surprising move was hailed as a potential game-changer, showing a new side of Quando Rondo that few had seen. Meanwhile, Lil Durk was seen attending counseling sessions and family therapy, signaling a commitment to personal growth and healing. Insiders said this journey was helping him process the trauma and prepare for a future beyond the feud. "He wants to be a leader, not just a rapper," said one close friend. Despite these hopeful signs, the feud's legacy was still palpable. Some fans remained skeptical, fearing that any truce was temporary and that old grudges would eventually resurface. The city's streets, scarred by the violence linked to the conflict, echoed with stories of loss and resilience, reminding everyone of what was truly at stake. The music industry, too, began to reflect on its role. Executives and producers talked privately about how the drama had affected business and reputations, sparking conversations about responsibility and support for artists caught in dangerous cycles. Some proposed new initiatives focused on conflict resolution and mental health resources for rappers. As Part 4 draws to a close, the narrative has shifted from pure conflict to a complex mix of redemption, accountability, and cautious hope. The journey from violence and betrayal to potential peace is messy and uncertain, but it has opened the door for conversations that might lead to real change. Fans, families, and communities are left wondering, will this feud finally end with healing and growth? Or is there more heartbreak ahead? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. The story of Quando Rondo, Lil Durk, and the tragic events surrounding Lul Pab will continue to captivate and divide for years to come. Stay tuned for the conclusion and your chance to join the conversation about what this saga means for the future of hip-hop and the streets that raised these artists. So here we are, at the crossroads of one of the most intense, twisted, and heartbreaking stories to ever shake the hip-hop world. The leaked footage of Quando Rondo and Lil Durk's deadly confrontation with Lul Pab opened a floodgate of drama, betrayal, and family feuds that rocked fans and communities alike. Emotions ran high, alliances were tested, and the very soul of these artists was laid bare for the world to see. But the story doesn't end here. Questions still hang heavy in the air. Will peace really hold between Quando and Durk? Who exactly orchestrated the manipulation behind the scenes? Will justice for Lul Pab ever be fully served? And can these young men rise above the pain and trauma to become the leaders their communities desperately need? The saga reminds us that behind the music and fame are real lives with real stakes. Brothers torn apart, families divided, and cities caught in the crossfire. It's a powerful reminder of the price of violence and the urgent need for healing and unity. Now, we want to hear from you. What do you think about this unfolding drama? Who do you believe is really behind the scenes, pulling the strings? Do you think Lil Durk and Quando Rondo can truly bury the hatchet, or is there more trouble ahead? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get this conversation started. Don't forget to hit that like button if you're here for all the real, raw, and uncensored updates. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a beat of this story as it continues to unfold. Share this video with your friends and family so they can join the discussion too. This is more than just rap news. It's real life, real pain, and real hope. Stay tuned because when it comes to this saga, the next chapter is always just around the corner.